Hi, I'm Brian.
Hey everybody, we just wanted to, before I start, I'm supposed to mention that Pam's hair is wet and I did not allow her to dry it before this video, so she's very upset about it.
I'm not very upset. I just, you know.
All right,
you always want to look your best, right?
So,
no.
We just want to give a little, about a 6-month update. We've been out here about 6 months now on we've done some lessons learned type things, but this is more about maybe why we did this or what we've learned about why we did this or whether that was right or wrong or has changed. The first thing I want to say, I've said it a couple of times before, but I want to keep saying it. I want to thank everybody for watching. We're just over 500 subscribers, which is a huge deal for us. It's not a huge channel or anything, but that's a big deal to us.
Wait, did you say we want to say thank you or I
don't recall, but if I didn't, it's we.
I want to say
thank you too. Just I want to say thank you. To those that have stuck around and subscribed and keep watching, thank you very much. Hope you like it. And if you happen to be new to the channel, maybe go back and watch some of the early ones about kind of why we're doing what we're doing. But this is kind of a re-check-in on why we're doing what we're doing. And if you are new, please do subscribe and click that little bell up in the corner. We'll get you updates when we put out a new video. You want to subscribe because we're kind of early on in our journey here. We're constantly doing kind of new and different things. And as far as kind of the content we do with the bell, we are a little erratic maybe with both our content and our schedule. Because again, not only is all this life, this homesteading and everything new to us, but so is the whole concept of making the videos and editing them and posting them and things. So, and the content, we put on, we do try to stick to homesteading type topics, but at the same time, we like to show a little bit of just outside of that too, just having fun and doing things that we like to do. So,
it's very bright.
Squirrel.
So I kind of want to put on my sunglasses.
I don't know if it looks very bright over there, but the sun's going down that way. But so there's that. Thanks for watching and subscribing. Hopefully, I look forward to more of this to come in the future. But I just wanted to touch on it's been 6 months, and I was with some fellow kind of homesteaders recently, and we just got on the topic. Who? Jim from the Green Dream Project.
Oh yeah.
And Derek Handyman was there as well. But sometimes we get to talking about, or I do, get to talking about kind of this lifestyle and some of the benefits that it provides. And I just wanted to kind of list out some of the things, and actually I know my mind has changed a little bit since we started. When we started this whole off-grid thing, and maybe there's people out there that feel the same way, for me it was mostly about, let's be honest, it was about the money. You think of this lifestyle as super cheap and almost free or whatever. I mean, about there are other benefits, but they don't seem as important, for me at least. I don't know if that's true for you, but
I didn't really think about the money.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's not true for you as much.
Well, I don't really think about money.
Again, I know you don't. I do. We should probably clarify that just a bit. Pam definitely does think about money, as anyone who knows her can attest. But what she meant was the change for her was more about the kind of life we lead than it was about the expenses.
I mean, I was more, I think I wanted to be out in the country.
Yeah.
Because I come from Texas, and I always lived out in the country, and I liked it.
But
so
that's not...
I wanted to be out in the country.
And again, everybody has their own reasons. That's not really what it was about for me, at least not at first. And, it was a way to live cheaply and everything, and that's still all true. But I don't want to mislead people or people to get the wrong impression. Or even, I want to share that my view changed. So I thought it would be, let's say, mostly about the money, and I knew about other benefits as well. But I want to warn people that it's not it shouldn't be just about the money if this is something you're thinking about. There's a couple reasons for that. Number one, sometimes, depending on the aspect of homesteading that you're talking about, let's take maybe solar as an example or something, sometimes the numbers don't always quite bear it out that, you know, it's not a free lifestyle. What it is there's usually an upfront investment, and this applies to several aspects of this lifestyle. There's usually an upfront investment, and then you have a little bit of freedom from then on, and you have hopefully a little more control and a little more independence. So for example, solar, you know, there's a pretty good initial investment to set up solar, and if you really look at the numbers on paper of your average, you know, home electric bill, and you add it up over the course of a year and you average it out, to tell you the truth, it might not come out all that different. But there's...
So you don't have to rely on...
Yeah, there's
the
independence.
company.
You're not relying on somebody else. You've got a little more... you have more personally invested into it. You feel like you can... You know, there's a sense of satisfaction for building something like that. You feel like you can fix something when it breaks. And, you know, I use solar as an example, but this applies to a lot of things here. You don't necessarily have to rely on other people all the time. When it comes to the house, as far as the numbers, again, there's an initial investment. You can do it a lot cheaper for sure, but y'all make your choices of how much you put into the home you're going to build. But obviously, you've got a sense of financial freedom with no mortgage, obviously, but there's still money to be invested there, probably upfront, and without a mortgage, obviously, that means you'll need more out of pocket than you would if you were going to go get a mortgage. So it's not that it's, you know, a free lifestyle or whatever. There's no free lunch, as they say. You're still going to put the money in, you're still going to put some money in, but you can make a lot more choices about that money. You can choose to spend less here, more here, based on what's important to you. And all these things give you a little bit of sense of freedom and awareness. You know, I personally, what I've learned since I've been out here that has changed my mind from it just being about the money, or largely being about the money, is, for me, it's about the awareness. Using solar as an example, it's nice to, for me, it's nice to be aware of the energy I'm using and think about, and almost treat it like a game in a sense, to use less and be more efficient. That's my engineering mind, is just to be more efficient.
I'm way more conscious of, like, when I take a shower, how much water I use.
To me personally, I mean,
washing dishes.
I don't expect everybody to be this way, and I'm not telling everybody they should live this way or this is the way to live. But for those people maybe who like being a little more aware, a little more conscious, a little more a feeling of control over some aspects of your life, to me it's just a nice way to live, rather than being a little bit oblivious to a lot of things, taking a lot of things for granted. Not that, I mean, don't get me wrong, we lived that way for a long time, and
I don't think we did take things for granted.
We probably didn't, actually. I mean, it's just not our nature.
We were never
much.
Your normal
That's
people.
Right. That's right. But
we were always conscious, but that's what led us to do this. I like it out here because it's just so quiet, and nobody bothers you. You don't have neighbors and like looking in your backyard. And
but it's interesting that you say that about the non-neighbors, because that's another point on my list here, actually, is community. You know, some would say, we have friends that tell us all the time that we're so social, right? And they can't believe that we did this because we're so social and we like to get together with people and hang out. And
but we're really...
That's true, and it's not. You know, with our group of friends, we are very social and we like to get together. And oh, by the way, we still do that quite a bit. Maybe now more than even before. It's a little harder being where we're at, but we still do it quite a bit. We go and visit friends. We have friends come out here. We do a lot of that stuff. So we still do that. But at the same time, there was another part of our lives where we were sort of antisocial in a sense. I mean, we lived in our house for 17 plus years, and the extent we knew our neighbors was to kind of nod on the way to the mailbox almost.
Well, most of them wouldn't make eye contact.
And I'm not necessarily blaming them for that. I mean, we were sort of that way too.
Say,
we just kind of kept to
and
ourselves,
they would
I
be
guess.
Like,
we just kind of kept to ourselves. But out here, it's not... I mean, yeah, you could do that if you wanted to, but I have this sense of, you know, neighbors and friends needing help from time to time because of the things we're trying to do, and we also need help from time to time. So it's very easy to offer help and ask for help, and it's the people that know kind of what you're trying to do and some of the things that you go through to try and do it, it's really nice to kind of be there for each other when you need help. So one of the things I've been doing a lot of is helping Derek out on his garage. But you know, he has already helped us and will continue to help us in the future. You know, we've talked about the problems with our wash and things, and he happens to have a tractor, so he's helped us out a ton. And it's nice to be able to do those things. And this topic, I actually got the idea for this video when we were over at Jim's from the Green Dream Project, and we were Derek mostly was helping him wire up his solar installation. I was watching and asking questions and helping out a little bit where I could, but it's just nice to be able to do that for each other and to know that they would do it for you too. So that's a nice feeling. And I never really felt that way. And again, I'm not blaming our neighbors for that, but we weren't that kind of people either. We kind of just kept to ourselves in our neighborhood.
Even if we help people, it's not because we expect anything in return.
Yeah, it's not about that.
We like helping people, and anyway.
So that's some of the things. I don't know how many people out there are thinking about this and what their motivations are for doing it. Don't get me wrong, it's great not to have the 9-to-5 job. Of course, that's another freedom that this provides. Obviously, you don't get the benefit of the paycheck, but there are other benefits, right? And they don't have to be monetary. So I just wanted people to think about the many reasons, and I knew these reasons going in, but I still thought, to me, probably the most important one was a cheap lifestyle. And yes, this can be a cheap lifestyle, but it's a little misleading to think that it's just kind of free.
You have a bug. There's a bug on
awesome.
your face.
So that's kind of just some of the stuff I wanted to touch on after being here 6 months. My mind has changed a little bit. I'm here for kind of a different reason than I was going in, or at least maybe the weight of the reasons has shifted a little bit. It's much less about the money. There is a hummingbird right in front of us, hovering right in front of us. Also, it's about it being really pretty and quiet
awesome
out here, like you said. So that's some of the things I want to talk about. Another thing I wanted to say is, in case you haven't figured that out yet, you know, we're kind of just like you. Somebody asked a question recently, and we're going to make another video soon about it, about kind of where we came from in terms of careers and things to be able to retire. I never know. I feel like I'm a little too young to never work again, but we'll see. But we will talk about that. But you know, you'll find that we're just like probably anybody watching this video. And again, I'll say, I'm not here to tell everybody that this is the way to live and you should all do it. But I am here to tell you that if you are interested in it and you are afraid that you can't do it, if you look at us and say, well, yeah, that's nice that they're able to do that, but I can't, you know, you can actually if you really want to. So it's definitely something you can do. We were 9 to 5, you know.
With only one person working.
Yeah. But I mean, I had a good long career making decent money. We had a nice house. Yeah, we had a mortgage.
I did work. I was a stay-at-home mom first, and then
worked some. But I mean, the point is, I'm not telling everybody you have to walk away from that life, but I am telling you, you can walk away from that life if you want to. It's totally doable. So it's all about the choices you make. So I just wanted to share that. And the last thing I wanted to touch on was, so I mentioned in the video that in the beginning that you know, to subscribe, because we're just getting started and we're always doing new and different things. I don't know how everybody feels that for those that have been watching about our content. We do kind of bounce around a little bit. You know, sometimes it's more heavy on some project that we might be working on here for a specific goal. Maybe we're going to build a building or whatever. We haven't actually, well, I built a shed, but we will be building some buildings coming up. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, we like to share the talk about it not being all about the money, and there are so many other benefits to this lifestyle that I like our content to kind of show that too, to show us kind of having fun, getting out hiking. You know, you working on your art. Pam goes hiking a lot and takes a lot of pictures and things, and we get together with friends and hang out, and we travel a little bit when we get the chance. So we like to share that stuff on here too, and hopefully everybody likes that. The reason I like to do that is because I think that's representative of our life here. It's not all just, you know, Project 101, you know, here's what we're building today or whatever.
But
I know a lot of people like that, but
it seems like people don't really want to see that, because when we
they might not. And you know what? If
we
you don't
put-
like those videos, tell us you're not as crazy about those videos. But we like to show our whole life here, and part of that is just hanging out and having fun and doing fun things that we like, hiking, you know, traveling a little bit, pictures, art, stuff like that. And I wanted to mention also that I think it's always in the description of our videos, but we're on Instagram. Pam's got an art page on Facebook actually, but our Instagram might change a little bit soon here. You know, that's mostly Pam is on there a lot more often, putting pictures of things. It might be hiking shots that she's doing, things that she sees while she's hiking, or some of her art stuff. But I've had my own Instagram account in the past. I never really used it very much, but just to kind of keep things tied together, we are going to probably both start kind of participating in that Instagram. So you'll see a little bit of homestead stuff on there too, but it also will include a lot of just fun and other activities that we enjoy. So check that out too. I think there's a link in the description. If there's not, I'll add it. But also, Pam, there's another benefit that you get to work on your art. So, and you know, if that turns into a semi-career someday or a little bit of income, that's great. If it doesn't, that's fine too. You enjoy doing it, so that's good. That's another benefit that we have in this lifestyle. And there went a
butterfly.
Butterfly. So I think that's it. Again, keep commenting. I've said it before, I get a lot out of those comments sometimes, especially when they're on projects. If they're on projects, it's good to go back and forth sometimes and get ideas. If it's on just some of the other things that we post, if you like it, let us know. Thumbs up, you know, or make a comment. If you don't like it, let us know. Hey, I don't want to see this stuff. I want to see you build, you know, this or that. There will be some of that in the future, but there's a lot of, again, because of my engineering mind especially, there's a lot of planning and preparation that goes into those bigger jobs. So there'll be a little bit fewer and farther between than us just kind of hanging out, maybe doing other things too. So
Hopefully
let us know what you like.
Get around to building something.
Someday we're going to build something out here. Just as maybe a little bit of a teaser, what's coming up. Obviously, the two projects that are kind of a little bit time sensitive. Nothing super time sensitive for us out here, but if you've been watching, we had kind of an issue with our water line recently. We've got a well that's a good bit away from us, and it runs across a pretty good sized wash, and it washed out pretty good. So that's a project we've got to deal with. I put a temporary fix in place, but we don't think we'll have to worry about the wash running again anytime soon. Our monsoon season is just ending here, I think. So hopefully we've got a little bit of a breather from that, but within a few months, the temperatures will drop and we'll have a freezing issue. That my temporary fix just has our water line laying on the ground, so it's not buried or anything. So that's something we've got to address here. That is time sensitive. So that'll be coming up. We'll be relocating a water line and probably doing some adjustments to that. So that's one. The other is a carport that we're going to build that's, I think I've talked about this before. It's going to serve a lot of purposes, and it became even more important when that water line issue happened. It's going to do a couple things. It's going to be a surface for rainwater catchment. So that'll give us a little relief from our reliance on our well water. It is going to hold more solar panels. We've always talked about expanding our solar setup here, and we're going to do that. So it'll hold solar panels on the roof. It'll obviously shade our cars and things from the sun and rain to come, or more rain to come. And just give us we've got a little shed, but it'll give us a place to put some things and maybe to do some things kind of a little sheltered. It's mostly just going to be kind of some posts and a roof, but I probably will put kind of 3 probably sheet metal walls on it just to kind of protect things a little bit inside there. It won't be anything super crazy, but it won't be a garage with doors or anything, but it will provide us some relief. I'm rambling.
I didn't say anything.
But I think that's it. You got anything to add?
No, I don't.
No, I don't. That's it. Keep coming back. Subscribe, hit that bell.
Don't you quit on me.
Let us know what you think.
What movie is that?
Don't you quit on me?
Don't you?
Oh. I got
no,
no
I'm
place
thinking.
else to go.
No, I wish I knew how to quit.
Oh,
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Yeah.
I know.
All right.
I know. That's
okay. Till next time.
yeah.